The rise and fall of British Leyland. Once upon a time, Britain ruled the roads, not just with its iconic double-decker buses, but with cars that were the envy of the world. But this is the story of how a giant of the automotive industry fell from grace. Let's talk about British Leyland, the British motoring giant. In the 1960s, the British car industry was a powerhouse. Brands like Austin, Morris, MG, Triumph, Rover, and Jaguar were household names. But the government had a grander vision. They wanted a British car giant to rival the likes of General Motors and Ford. And so, in 1968, British Leyland was born. It was a behemoth of a company, bringing together some of the most iconic names in British motoring. The cracks begin to show, but the dream soon turned into a nightmare. Industrial relations were a disaster, strikes crippled production, and the quality of cars plummeted. The once proud British car was becoming a laughingstock. To make matters worse, the 1970s oil crisis hit the automotive industry hard. Coupled with a general economic downturn, British Leyland was facing a perfect storm. Government intervention and downfall. Desperate to save the industry, the government stepped in, nationalising British Leyland. But this only made things worse. Bureaucracy stifled innovation, and the company continued to lose money. Eventually, the writing was on the wall. British Leyland was a shadow of its former self. In the end, it was broken up and sold off in pieces. Legacy. While British Leyland may have failed, its legacy lives on. Brands like Land Rover and Jaguar have risen from the ashes to become global icons. But the story of British Leyland is a cautionary tale about the dangers of mismanagement and the importance of quality. The rise and fall of British Leyland is a complex story, full of both triumphs and tragedies. It's a story of ambition, failure, and ultimately, resilience. And it's a story that should never be forgotten.